Hey there, everybody. How you doing today? Hope you're doing fine. I'm doing pretty good myself. What world am I in? Well, it's a brand new world. A single-player world, actually. And I've been, well, kind of mopey about the whole broken aura thing on the server, and I may have actually broke the server itself now. I decided to hop on for a moment, and I just got the urge to try making an automated potion system using buildcraft pipes, and well, a gas tier went into a pipe that was supposed to put bottles into the potion into the bottle slot, and well, the world kind of died. It might have died. I don't really know. I haven't been able to log back in, and no matter how many times I start the server back up, it keeps on saying the server is not up. So I don't know what's up with that. But I believe I've figured out a way to get out of my funky mood. That's a weird sounding thing to say. Anyway, now one of the things I've been really disappointed about with the Magical World mod pack is it's not that magical. The only real magic-focused mod that's in it is Thaumcraft. There is Twilight Forest, but that's more of an adventuring style mod than an actual magic mod. Yeah, there's magic items in it, but a lot of items you can create automatically enchant themselves when you create them. So it kind of takes away magic, really. Like, oh, here's armor. It's pre-enchanted. You can't enchant it yourself. Your levels are worthless. Thank you, armor. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about this world and what I am doing now. What I am doing now is kind of a return to the Path of the Mage King roots. My first actual successful Let's Play series using mods. And I don't really know what I'm going to call this series. And I'm just going to give you a heads up right now. I'm in cheat mode because I am explaining stuff, and I don't want to lose the first day just because I'm jabbering on and on about things. So I will be resetting time before I actually go out and adventure. Alright, so as I've said, my biggest complaint about Magical World is the lack of magic to it. So I'm hoping that this little series I'm starting up will actually be a good series and will kind of get me over the whole frustration with magic. Now, that said, there is still magic in this series. There is... Actually, let me just take a look at the list. I have Balcon's Weapon mod, which I think is pretty much becoming a standard for me in a single-player world. Ray's Minimap, of course. I've got Thaumcraft 3 in here, too. And I have a couple mods that are pretty much just for the sake of making adventuring and surviving a little bit easier. I've got the backpack mod, so I can store all my stuff a lot easier, and the rotten flesh to leather mod, in case I can't find any cows at all. And I got two more mods besides that. The first one is what is really going to probably make me feel a lot better about the whole lack of magic thing. That's Ars Magica. One heck of a really amazing spell system. In fact, I can go ahead and look through here. Oh, here we go. All these scrolls here, these are all spells that you'll be able to cast, or I'll be able to cast. We'll be able to cast. It's a cooperative effort. Oops, don't want to have this. And the other mod I have installed is Millionaire. Now, I haven't really gotten to do too much with Millionaire in the past, but I know it's a pretty in-depth civilization style mod, which kind of will rewind. It kind of would have been a lot better for me to use it in the past when I was first doing Path of the Mage King, as it makes a little bit more sense for the Mage King to rule over a civilization instead of just one random town that a random guild decides to grant you for killing a whole bunch of monsters. Okay. So those are the mods I'm going to be using. I don't know if I'll add any more to this or not. Depends on how I feel. I might add some tech-based mods if the mods end up working together. I don't know how well they'll work together, which is why I'm kind of staying away from adding very many more at this point. Also, I've decided to make starting out a lot more difficult by accepting a challenge from the Minecraft forums. This is a challenge that was made in 2011. I think it was called the Dryad mod? Not mod, challenge. I don't really remember the name, but the challenge is that you start out in a brand new world. You don't get anything at all. You simply go find a tree. And once you've found a tree that you like, you punch down all the wood blocks except for the bottom stump. And you can punch the leaves down or wait for them to decay. Either way, you're going to need the resources that the leaves and the logs give you. Now, after you got it all punched down, you're supposed to step onto the log, and from that point on, you are not allowed to leave that tree at all. Now, you might hear that and think, well, how are you going to be able to do anything at all? Well, that's kind of why it's called the Dryad Challenge, or whatever it's called. As the Dryad of the tree, you can modify the way it grows. This is done by placing down log blocks as roots or trunks and branches. And you can only step on logs or leaf blocks that come from the first tree or descendants of the first tree. Any other trees, you're not allowed to use their logs or leaves as pathways at all. So that's going to be probably the first part of this video, is me finding a tree and sort of demonstrating a good layout to start with. And see, I'm going to go ahead and set the time to dawn. Options, turn cheat mode off, and let's begin. Alright, so I decided to start venturing north to take a look at what's in this forest here. Now, forests are okay to start this Dryad challenge thing. The problem is that there's a whole bunch of other trees around. This could make it difficult for sorting out log blocks and saplings. However, if you're careful enough, you can just immediately turn your other trees' log blocks into charcoal and use their saplings as fuel. There seems to be a plains over here too. Oh, and it seems I have found a millionaire village nearby. 131 meters to the northeast. So that way? I think I actually see it. And that thing over there, that's from Ars Magica. Pretty awesome stuff. Yep, this is a village, alright. I recognize the tree farms from, well, when I played it back in What version was that? 1.0? This is a pretty nice place. I might make a tree nearby here, but I don't know how the village would react to tree roots I would grow. They might just tear them down, and part of the way you lose the challenge is you die, the heart of your tree is destroyed, not necessarily explodes, though that's the most likely way that it will get destroyed. Or you are cut off from the heart of your tree through the roots. Let's go this way for a while. Okay, I think I've decided on a tree that I would like to use as my Dryad tree. This one's in a pretty nice location, pretty close to water. There's even reeds nearby. And there's plenty of sheep everywhere, which is kind of important for Ars Magica. Although I don't see any cows or chickens. Both of those are going to be essential and pretty early on. Oh well, we'll have to make do. So like I said, to start with, you have to punch down all the blocks of the tree except for the stump. Excuse me. Now, me jumping up on here, it's not going to be counting yet, because we haven't met the first requirement, which is punch down all the blocks. Alright. So I managed to punch down all the blocks. I've gotten a pretty decent supply of wood from this, actually. This is a very amazing amount of wood to have to start this Dryad challenge. I have taken a look at it before, and it really can be a brutal challenge. And now that I've started the challenge, because I just hopped up on the wood, let's go ahead and start getting a little base of operations going. Now, in order for a log to count as actually connected, it has to be at least adjacent to your tree. Putting one here, I'm going to say that this doesn't count because it's not directly connected. However, these ones on the side here, like this, are adjacent. Right. And this log block right here is the heart of the tree. Basically, the heart of the tree is the stump you did not chop down. Now, there is one thing that isn't really covered in the challenge rules, and that's if you can walk on blocks that are on top of your tree's roots. Personally, I rule yes, you can walk on them. Simply because I can't imagine how you would grow a tree farm on top of roots. Or on top of logs, that is. Alright, we'll go ahead and put a couple right here. Throw in dirt. And 2 saplings. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Now, we might as well go ahead and make some crafting tools and benches. Come here. Alright, put that on the heart so I can identify it easier. We'll get an axe and a pick. And hopefully we'll be able to make some charcoal for the first night. If not, then the first night's going to be me hiding in a little dirt shack on top of wood. Where to go? Let's see, it's still close to noon. Oh, in case you might have noticed, food is going to be a bit of a challenge. Oops, that's dirt. I just broke dirt to place dirt down. Darn it. Okay, we should be able to have a furnace, no problem. Alright, get the pick. In fact, I could even just make it so that I have a little hidey hole in here. Although, it's important that when you have a hidey hole, that you take a little extra time before you actually pop your head out for the morning, just so you don't have any creepers jumping you and blowing up your tree heart the very first morning. Alright, that's perfect. Just enough. Alright, furnace ready. And we're going to go ahead and put that right there. Alright, charcoal. How many am I going to want? Let's make 2. Oh, wonderful. Rain. Okay, we want to have trees growing pretty close by. Okay, fill this with wood. Cover with dirt. Hi, sheep. There, now I can identify where the logs are at a little bit easier. Right. Good, that should be just enough. Some sticks. Got ourselves a supply of torches, which I can use to make the area slightly more secure. Not very much, but at least it should cut down the chance of anything spawning near me. Okay, one more torch, which will go inside a little dirt shack. And we're pretty much set for the first night, because that's all we can do. I've run out of building materials. So yeah, this is the Dryad challenge. It involves a lot of waiting for your trees to grow, but eventually it turns out pretty good. Basically, this challenge really encourages the growth of a world tree, which world trees always look pretty amazing in Minecraft. But have you ever actually grown one yourself? Probably not. Probably built it in creative mode, which is less exciting, but impressive nonetheless. I'm rambling now. I think I'm going to go ahead and pause recording for now. Get back to you later after I've gotten more trees grown. So, see you in a few. Well, honestly not doing too bad for first couple nights. Oh, and you might notice that I have an extra heart above my life. That's from another mod I forgot. I forgot I have installed. It was folder's closed now. More health enhanced, I believe it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the more health enhanced one. Anyway, I might as well explain what I've gotten done. I've got a slightly expanded tree farm, which has provided me with enough wood to touch up my little hiding shack. I went ahead and extended my roots down that way to gather a seed, which is currently growing in here. It'll eventually be my source of food. For now, I've gotten lucky and gotten a few apples to snack on. I've also gotten some torches put up and dug downwards a little bit. But I've run out of wood, so I can't dig down any further. And I found some coal, so good fortune. Good fortune indeed. I just need one tree to make a chest, and it's pretty much set up for the first night. Well, not first night. It's not the first night. It's been a few nights, actually. Most of which have been spent hiding in this little hole. But I haven't really seen much for any mobs. Anyways, none that have come close. You see that blue guy over there? It's a blue creeper. It's a mana creeper. They're not that big of a threat, really, unless you rely heavily on magic, in which case they'll drain you of your magic and then you will have no means of defense. Ah, sheep is annoying. When I get iron sheep, you are going to be naked. I'll give you something to bab out. Let's step inside for the rest of this. Now, I have noticed on the mini-map that I have what looks to be potential neighbors in that general direction. And beyond that is a tower. Now that tower is another one of Ars Magica's towers, in which I can find materials necessary for starting up magic. Oops, that's the zoom function. There we go. So eventually I'm going to have to extend my roots over that way so I can check out what those places are. But for now I am a little bit sleepy, so I'm going to be going to bed. And with that, I am ending this episode. So I hope you guys enjoy this new series. I do plan on continuing it for a while at least. Might not be a permanent thing. It kind of depends on how things with the server go and other various factors. Either way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. I'll see you next time. Take care, and goodbye.